Are you tired of toxic assholes ruining your fantasy football experience? Consider joining us at the Worthless Fantasy Federation. We run multiple different kinds of leagues. We have a 32 team NFL simulation style fantasy league. That's what most of our content is based around. You can see the podcast episodes on the channel here that directly correlate to that league, but we also have a salary cap league where we have custom rules designed around a salary cap simulation. We have a 16-team Dynasty Superflex league. We have multiple best ball leagues. Next year, we'll be introducing another 32-team NFL simulation style league, a 16-team Dynasty IDP league, and another salary cap simulation league using IDP, and much more to come in 2025 and beyond. I pride myself in building this community free of toxicity and the stuff that normally comes along with a fantasy football, free leagues that you find on Reddit or wherever. No toxic assholes here. We're just a group of people trying to have fun. Everybody's welcome. I don't care what walk of life you're from. You're welcome here. And I will do my best to help you have fun in fantasy football again. We are very active. I'm always available to help. If you're new to fantasy football, I have no issue helping you learn and get better. We have free leagues, we have paid leagues, we're expanding all the time and starting new leagues every year. So if you're looking for something different in fantasy football, something less toxic, something a little more serious, or if you're just looking to learn and you want a place to feel accepted and to make friends, consider joining the Worthless Fantasy Federation. Link to our Discord is in the description. Or if you wanted to just reach out and ask some questions, you can, comment here on YouTube. I will answer. You can reach out on Discord. Just join up in the Discord and DM me. I am Worthless Watkins. I really hope you give us a shot. Thanks.
Welcome, degenerates. It's week 2. I hope you all had a great week 1. It is I, your guy TJ, with the only thing in this world that is more worthless than an Aaron Rodgers Achilles. Worthless Watkins. How you doing, Worthless?
I'm okay. I've been editing all day today for the Madden series for the YouTube.
I feel good. I've done my charitable work for the year, letting Ulmer win this week.
Yeah.
Just purposefully putting someone on the bench that would have won me the entire week a day before the season starts. I feel good in my heart.
That's good.
Anyway, it was a close game. Good game to him. We'll get to that here in just a second. Anything that you want to talk about? I saw something in YouTube today that I had no part of. So
that is true.
What's going on there?
The Prime League simulation in Madden 24 is off to a hot start. I released the first episode today where I showed off all the teams. It was a lot of work to replicate it. Please enjoy it because it's a lot of work. I've actually already recorded the next 2 episodes because they're short, so it's easy to kind of just record a bunch at once and then chop it up into multiple episodes. So that'll be a steady stream going forward, hopefully.
Okay.
More content for y'all.
Congrats to the Game of the Week winner. They've already got their cash app to them.
Very first winnings of the Prime League, $10.
Dallas Cowboys. So for this week, at least, he will be the person with the most winnings in this league so far. So congrats to that. With that, I have nothing else to say other than let's get into week 1 results. Got it on my screen over here. So as always, me first, losing to Team Ulmer, the Brownies. I lost to some leprechauns by a mere 5 points. It was a good game. Watkins did what he should have done and beat the Bucks 166 to 113. We got the Falcons. Yes, you did it. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I mean, some of those NFC South teams, they
I
went out swinging.
I
So,
know.
we got Buff Bagwell and the Falcons doubling up on the Packers, 120-68. We got the Saints surprising everybody
Yeah.
and beating Minnesota 142-124.
Who knew that the Saints had a good defensive line?
That is crazy. Panthers beating the Lions 175-126. Yet another team that probably overdid what they should have done in the Lions
Definitely.
there.
Yeah.
Philadelphia stacking up against Seattle 236-196. You got Dallas in the game of the week, edging out the 49ers 154-127. The Rams came back and beat the Giants 108-84. They were down there for a bit. I thought New York might have pulled it off.
Yeah.
The Redskins proving me wrong and beating the Cardinals 215-115. So 100-point difference there. You got the Ravens, surprising to an extent, beating Tennessee
I mean, we all
116
picked the Titans to win this week, so
116-92. Yeah, both teams are kind of rebuilding now.
yeah.
The Colts taking care of the Bungles 167-147. Steelers beating out the Texans as they should 156-68. The Chiefs coming back for sure and beating the Bills because I really thought Buffalo was going to make me eat crow there
Yeah,
for a
it was
minute.
really close.
198, 192, not as close as my game, but second the closest game there. The Jets beating the Chargers, coming back Monday night, 156-148. Multiplied, breathing a sigh of relief on that one.
Yeah.
The Broncos beating the Dolphins, 162-145, and Vegas scoring the most points of the week and just destroying the Patriots, 239-156. Few surprises there.
Yeah. And how that stacks up on picks for the pick'ems in week 1 is that TJ called 11 of 16 games correctly. I called 13 of 16 games correctly, and you guys called 12 of 16 games correctly.
So what percentage is that for me?
That puts me in first place with 81% correct. The WFF in second place was 75% correct, and you in last place was 69% correct.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So
Obviously,
pretty close.
the big ones there was that we all chose the Jaguars to win, but the Browns won, and we all
Uh-huh.
chose the Vikings to win, but the Saints won. And then
Uh-huh.
we all chose the Titans to win, and the Ravens won, and then it came down to you deciding to choose the Cardinals instead of the Commanders, and the Dolphins instead of the Broncos, like the rest of us sane people. And the WFF fucked up choosing the Seahawks over the Eagles, where you and I chose the Eagles, and they won.
Mm.
So a lot of differences, and then some of those weird games that just went the opposite direction.
Yeah. And I mean, so because of that, we actually in my mind, it kind of changed what my week 2 game of the week is going to be. We both all three of us did get the game of the week right. Picking Dallas over San Fran, so
Yep.
we all get that extra point. So going to be close. We're all right in it. So on to week 2. So first off, again, we've got the Jaguars versus the Texans. I'm going to go with the EJ's team, and I want to pick the Jaguars. I don't call it a hunch.
Yeah, call it a hunch that the Jaguars are going to be the worst team in the league. I think I will
I need
also go with the Jaguars to nobody's surprise.
I needed this bye. So
Yeah.
next we got the Bears against another tanking team. Did you just stack all the tanking teams against you?
Hey man, I didn't make the schedule.
Bears versus Bears versus Packers. I got the Bears.
Yeah,
Bears.
I likewise have myself beating one of the worst teams in the league.
Minnesota, Detroit. Just like me, I think Minnesota needs a good breather after a week 1 upset, so I'm picking Minnesota.
Yeah, I sure hope that they don't lose to 2 bad teams in a row, because they might do something drastic.
They might. They got a lot of injured players out there, so maybe they'll start selling them off. This is going to be the first close game. The Eagles and the Cowboys. I'm interested to hear who you got on this.
I didn't even have it pulled up. Give me a second. Yeah, that's I'm pretty sure that when I checked earlier today, the projections were literally 50, like 50-50 straight down the middle.
I got 165 on the Eagles and 161 on the Cowboys
It's
projections.
52-48 now, but I'm pretty sure when I looked earlier today on my phone, it was 50-50. I don't know. Like Kenneth Gainwell did pretty good last week. It was 14 for 54 and then 4 catches for 20 yards. Like way better than I thought he was gonna do. QJ didn't really do much, but they might get him more involved this week. And then, I mean, that defense just popped off. Jordan Whitehead had 3 interceptions. Darius Slay had an interception, pick six, I think. Like, I don't know that I can bet against their defense for a second week. Like, not that we bet against them last week, but like we made it when we were talking about it. It was a lot closer in our minds than it ended up being. And I don't know if I can bet against their defense. But the Cowboys, I mean, they're one of the more well-rounded teams in the league, so I really don't know, and I think I'm going to go with my gut, and it's going to be the Eagles.
I've gone back and forth on this one. Few things that I thought that popped out to me is I don't think Gainwell does 11. I don't think D Hop does 13.
I don't know.
But then I
I don't know.
see Tyreek Hill's name, and
Yeah.
after what he did this past week, it's hard to go against him. Jalen Hurts, I feel like he gets over projected a lot. I don't think he met his projections last week, and he's projected to score 22 again this week. At the same time, Goff is, in my opinion, under projected. 15 points against Seattle at Detroit. I'm all that said, I still think defense wins championships, and I'm going with Philadelphia.
Okay. It's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah. Washington and New York Giants. I'm going to go with Washington on this.
Yeah, I mean, after the Commanders came out swinging, scored, I think it was the third most points in Week 1. I don't see any reason that they don't at least come close to that and, beat out a team that's not really super well built in the Giants.
I think the Giants will do better than 112, though.
Maybe, but I think the Commanders should have no issue beating them. I'm going with the Commanders as well.
Falcons and Bucks. Go Falcons on this one.
Ooh, did that hurt to say?
Mm.
You didn't even almost throw up.
I'm swallowing down from this magnificent cup.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm likewise going with the Falcons. There's no reason that they shouldn't handily beat the Bucks.
Saints and Panthers. Gotta go Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, gotta go Panthers, but at the same time, like, shit. The Saints could actually, like, do something.
Yeah, the Panthers have a better defense, though. So.
They do, but, the Saints, I don't know. I'm not worried about the Saints, but, like, they're trying to tank, but just not as well as I think that they thought they were. So,
congratulations, Big Tree. You're bad at being bad.
I guess. The defense did a lot.
We got the Seahawks and the 49ers. I feel like the 49ers are still going to win this.
Yeah, I think they are as well. I think this one will be close.
Yeah. Closer than 64-36%. Sure.
Yeah, but I am likewise going to go with the 49ers. I think they're just a little more well-rounded. And plus, Brock Purdy, statement game. Like, I think a lot of people, myself included, were like on the fence still about Brock Purdy. Last season could have been a fluke, and he came out and showed out Week 1. It was like, definitely not a fluke.
I still don't like. Arizona and the Rams. This is actually going to be a close game as well. You got the 1-0 Rams.
Yeah.
Against the Cardinals. I think, even though it bit me in the ass last week, I'm going to go with the Cardinals again.
I am also going to go with the Cardinals. I think it could be really close, but Christian Kirk didn't really do much for the Jags last week. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs gets more involved this week, and Addison looked really good last week. Yeah, I don't know. I think their defense is really good versus the Rams, which is kind of, I mean, it's also not bad, but I don't know. When I look at it, a couple names pop out that I think are going to do a lot better this week than they did last week for the Cardinals. And then there's some players on the Rams now that I'm worried aren't going to hit their projections, like Antonio Gibson and Christian Kirk, based on what they did last week. And now Alan Lazard has Zach Wilson throwing him the ball instead of Aaron Rodgers, so yeah, I think it's going to be the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I don't know that Tank Bigsby gets a touchdown this week.
Did he last week?
Didn't he?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
he got a touchdown.
Nice.
Yeah, that's all I got was a touchdown. He scored 6.3 points. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Tank really gets that 6-point spot. Good. I mean, they're playing Kansas City.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cardinals. Okay. Bungles, Ravens. I'm gonna go Bungles.
Yeah, I think that's probably the safe pick. I am a little worried though that the Ravens now with Justice Hill and Gus Edwards, like he might actually score more points, but I think he's trying to trade them, and I think that there's a good chance that he actually does trade one of them before next week. So I think I'm going to go with the Bengals as well, but I think that one we could easily be wrong on.
Yeah. Jets and Bills. The Jets did pretty good, but I'm still gonna stick with the Bills on this one. I think they're coming for blood this week after a narrow loss.
Yeah, I think the Bills should handily win it. I don't think it's going to be a bloodbath, but I think the Bills are going to win. I'm likewise going to go with the Bills.
Dolphins and Patriots. I'm gonna go Dolphins here.
I am likewise going to go Dolphins. So far,
Colts and
we
Titans.
have not made any different picks.
Colts and Titans. Gotta go Colts.
Yes, got to go Colts. I likewise think that there's no reason the Colts lose to a rebuilding Titans.
Chiefs and Chargers. Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay. 11% I think is a little lenient on the percentage there. So
Yeah, definitely.
Raiders and Broncos.
Oh no, are we gonna differ yet?
I don't think so because I think the Raiders are a good team. I just think they had a week to be all weeks last week, and I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Yes, I am likewise going to go with the Broncos. I think the Raiders just had a crazy fluke week last week, outscored their projections by 100 points, and the Broncos are one of the better teams in the league and a favorite to go all the way. I don't think the Raiders can quite overcome that, but I mean, you never know.
We'll see.
How
All
crazy
right.
would it be if the Raiders end up being the team you actually got to be scared of out of that division?
Pretty crazy. Because that just means that there's 3 teams that I have to figure out of there.
Yeah.
And I've got them in my division, so I have to get past them to get to the Super Bowl. All right. So with all the other games done, that means there's only one game left, which is our game of the week. We're going with Team Ulmer, the Brownies versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fight for first in the AFC North. There is 3 teams that I'm pretty sure are 1-0 in that division. Baltimore is the other one. But this one I think is going to be the one that's going to place the team that is in first or to be in first. I don't know that. I don't think Baltimore's got it in them to score enough points, even if they do go 2-0. So
Yeah, no, probably not.
So let's go into detail. Detail time. So we got Ulmer versus Steel Curtain. It is a projection of 148 to 143. Pretty sure the Steelers just went out and picked up another player today. They picked up Ernest Jones, so a linebacker.
Yes. Who I was also trying to get, by the way, but
yeah,
I could not afford the Brian Breesy and 25 first-round pick that he cost.
First round's pretty rough for a linebacker, but I know that Steel Curtain is going all out, trying to do his best to win this year. So First, we got running backs. We got Chubb versus Stevenson. I would go Chubb on this.
Yeah, clearly the winner in that, head to head is Chubb, but Stevenson, I mean, Ramondre had a really good game last week. 12, well, sort of. Let me rephrase that. He had a really good receiving game last week. He only
He had
rushed
a good second half, yeah.
Yeah, he only rushed 12 times for 25 yards, but he caught 6 catches for 64 yards. So in a PPR league, that's the more important stat line, is that he had 6 receptions for 64 yards.
Yeah.
But, yes, Chubb is a monster, and it's hardly fair.
Yeah, I'm going to swap these wide receivers around. Keenan Allen, Tyler Lockett, their number one receivers. Lockett was
Lockett is a number
quiet.
2 receiver, technically.
Well, they're number ones.
Sure.
I don't think that he's got a better receiver, so that's why I swapped these guys around. So yeah, Allen versus Lockett.
I mean,
Lockett didn't do a lot.
The Seahawks
He's
didn't have a good game.
Not at all.
And yeah, he got checked for a concussion.
Yeah, so
I mean, I'm taking Allen all day. Allen had a good game. He should continue to have a good games as long as he stays healthy.
yeah, I think so. Playing at Tennessee, Lockett's playing at Detroit, which means Lockett's probably going to get some more looks, but I don't think Geno is looking very good. I think that's the Geno we're going to see the rest of this year.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I don't think he's going to be fucking lights out like he was last year.
Next, we got the second wide receivers here. We got Carter versus Campbell.
DeAndre Carter's a nothing. I mean, Quentin Johnston essentially took his job, so I don't really see DeAndre Carter doing much this year. But, the Giants came out and proved to not know what they're doing last week, so who knows with Paris Campbell. I mean, I would hope that the Giants can turn it around a little bit, but we'll see.
They each had one catch, Carter for 5 yards, Campbell for 2. So
yeah,
1.5, 1.2. It's pretty abysmal in a PPR.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm gonna take Paris Campbell just on the hope that the Giants can figure it out, but who knows?
And they're playing against Arizona, so Buffalo's defense. Carter playing at Buffalo. I would take Campbell playing at Arizona.
True.
So tight ends actually got some decent tight ends. You got Joku versus Henry. That's a hard one.
Hunter Henry was the best tight end in the league last week. He was tight end number 1.
I was gonna say I would probably pick Henry this week since he's playing against Miami. There's gonna be a lot of balls thrown.
The New England Patriots love tight ends. Like that's a position heavily targeted in the Patriots offense, and Mac Jones showed it, in week 1. Threw the ball 6 times to Hunter Henry, caught it 5 times for 56 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean, I really like Njoku. He's very good. He's one of the best tight ends in the league, in my opinion, but they didn't really use him much last week. They didn't really need to. I think I would. The projections don't really tell the story there, but I think I would also go with Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I think the Patriots, they really like that pistol formation ever since Aaron Hernandez was there.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Oh, I didn't. The pistol Aaron Hernandez. I got there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go Henry. I think he's probably going to score over Joku. Flexes. We got Sanders. We got both running backs actually. We got Sanders versus Robinson.
That's kind of a hard one. Robinson is old, but he had a really good game. 5 catches for 64 yards, and I mean, Sanders didn't really light it up, but he had a solid game. 18 rushes for 72 yards, and then 4 catches for another 26 yards. I think that's a solid game. I think I'd take Sanders there.
The big thing for Allen Robinson right now is I think Deontay Johnson is out for a few weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably unavailable for Monday's game, but I've been hearing weeks, so so that kind of elevates Allen Robinson to the wide receiver 2 spot. So I mean that he does have that going, but I would still pick Sanders, mostly because I feel like he's going to be more consistent
Yeah.
in scoring points than Robinson would. So, yeah. Hubbard versus Connor. Connor all day. Hubbard
Yeah,
is
Connor
basically.
all day. I mean, Connor's pretty much the only bright spot on that Arizona offense currently. So
Yeah. Hubbard being the backup to Sanders. I mean,
he
they're going
didn't
to
have a
split.
bad week. He only ran 9 times, but he took 9 rushes for 60 yards. Pretty good.
36% snap rate. I mean,
Yeah.
so he was out there at the time.
But yeah, likewise, I'm taking Connor.
Flex, you got
That was the flex.
Deshaun. Or
Oh, you
super
mean
flex.
super
Sorry.
flex? Yeah, the quarterbacks.
Super flex, you got Deshaun, give me a massage Watson versus Kenny Pick Six. I'm sorry, Kenny Pickett. I would go Watson.
Yeah, likewise.
I
He had a pretty decent game. So
I don't like Watson. I don't think he's as good as people bring it out to be. Ironically, I just saw that both these quarterbacks are playing against each other. So
oh,
that's
true.
cool.
That is cool.
I really want Pickett to do good. I really do.
Yeah, same.
I like Pittsburgh. I mean, they're not like one of my favorite teams, but I do like the way that they do their work. They do
Yeah.
their job.
Yep.
And I really hope Pickett comes around at some point. Plus, I have him on a couple of different leagues. So
Yeah.
we'll do IDP first, and then we'll just go every position together on defense. So on their IDPs, we've got Delpit versus Elliott.
They're pretty
21.
similar, honestly. Deshaun Elliott starting not free safety, strong safety for the Lions, and Grant Delpit is a cornerback actually for the Browns, but he's one of those corners that gets a lot of tackles. He's not really a shutdown corner, more of a coverage corner. I think he's actually their like slot corner, so he gets a lot more tackles.
Looks like they both scored 21 points.
Yep.
Delpit in about 30 less snaps. I think that's kind of a toss up between the two. I would probably go Elliott this week just because they're playing against New England. Just more tackles. I mean,
Yeah.
when you play against Miami, when you play for Miami's defense, you're going to be on the field a lot because Miami's offense is it's a machine.
Yeah. I could go either way with it this week. I really like both players. I don't think it matters, honestly. I'm 50-50 between them.
Defensive lineman, we got Garrett and Lawson versus Watt and Ogunjobi. I always want to say right off the bat, Watt would just carry anybody, but you have Garrett on the other side here.
Yeah, which likewise would carry anybody. And the problem with the other two is Lawson and Ogunjobi are like this, essentially the same. They both did nothing last week. They both got like 2 tackles, and that's it. So
What? Or did you say Lawson?
Lawson and Ogunjobi.
Okay, I was going
They
to say
both
I'm pretty
did
sure Watt
nothing.
scored the most. Yeah.
No, Watt
Lawson
had a monster game, but Garrett is likewise just as capable of having that kind of game. They're playing against each other this week, so.
Yeah, and Pickett will probably get eaten by Garrett at least once that
game. Oh
game,
yeah,
so.
For sure.
I'm still gonna go on the side of Pittsburgh. I think Watt and Ogunjobi probably do better.
Yeah, I agree.
Garrett
I think I'll go with TJ Watt, and it's hard to bet against him after last week.
Yeah. Linebackers, we got White and Owusu Kuramoa versus Thompson and Jones.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Sure. Before the trade, I think it was a no-brainer. It was going to go on the Cleveland.
Yeah.
Now, I kind of put it at a toss-up.
I agree. I think Shaq Thompson kind of underperformed last week with only getting 5 tackles. I think he can easily get more than that. And I love Ernest Jones. I think he's going to be great. I think the two of them combined can beat out Devin White. And I think Owusu-Koramoah is probably, whatever. He only got 3 tackles last week. I don't think he's going to do much more than that. I think he's rotational.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, for Jones, somebody's got to make the tackles. They're playing against San Francisco.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to tackle those guys, and it's going to be Jones or probably Rosenbaum. Defensive backs: Jackson and Ward versus Fitzpatrick and Edmonds.
I mean, that's making
For
Fitzpatrick and Terrell Edmonds all day.
yeah, I was going to say for me, it's a no-brainer. Mainly just going off the back of Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, Mink is a stud. I love Eddie Jackson as a diehard Bears fan, but he's kind of getting towards washed category for me. And Denzel Ward is one of the best cornerbacks in the league, but he's still just a cornerback versus a pair of safeties. So,
yeah. The fact that Fitzpatrick only scored 7 points last week surprises me. Edmonds, I mean, all four of these I think produced.
Yeah, they did
last week, but I think Fitzpatrick and Edmonds I would take all day over that. Any notable names on the bench?
Not that's going to come off to start, I don't think. They've each got a couple of decent names, like defensive players, but nobody that's going to come in and start over any of those guys unless a major injury happens.
They got some big names. I mean, Clowney there, but he's not going to do much, I don't think, if he even gets out there. Hayward's hurt, unfortunately for the Steelers. That's a big loss.
Yeah.
We have the Buccaneers flag apparently, so clearly that person is nothing. Shaq Griffin, I don't see him coming in.
No.
He's probably overrated, honestly, in my opinion. So that's what we got on the lineup. Who do you got to win?
I don't know. I was trying to decide as we went through, and I just, it's hard because every time I think like it's like clearly one way, and like a player on the other team kind of pulls me back to the middle. Like when I look at Chubb and Keenan Allen, I'm like, oh, it's going to be the Browns. But then I see Hunter Henry and James Conner, I'm like, okay. And then Watson and Pickett could go either way, and then the defense kind of splits down the middle for me.
This is what I'm going to go. Let me pick first since I let you pick first on the first 50-50.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Because I think their defense is better.
I likewise think their defense is better, and that's who I'm leaning towards is the Steelers. But I don't know, man. The Browns just, I think.
Remember, this is worth 2 points.
It is worth 2 points, and it's the.
No pressure. I mean, you're only 2 points ahead of me, so if you pick
That's
the opposite,
true.
I get it right. We're already tied. So.
Well, now you're just trying to make me game the system and just pick what you picked. We picked literally the same. Every other game this week, we've picked the same. So if I pick the Steelers,
just, write this down before we actually like put it in text or something. So.
Well, no. I mean, it's a contest. We should pick who we think's going to win. There's only so many games that are going to be like toss-ups for us to potentially choose different teams on. But if I choose the Steelers, at worst, we have the same exact score we do now at the end of the week. But if I choose the Browns, we could tie if you win, or I could pull away by even more points.
Or you could be 4 points ahead. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really think Chubb's going to have a big game. Deshaun Watson looked pretty good last week, but I don't know. I really, the Steelers defense is what's kind of winning me over, but I don't think that TJ Watt can repeat. I do like the addition of Ernest Jones, and I think Fitzpatrick and Terrell Edmonds should be a little bit better this week. I actually forgot that Terrell Edmonds was an Eagle now. Interesting. Fuck it. I'm going to go Browns, just to be different. I'm going to try and pull away. I am playing the game a little bit. I'm really split down the middle on this one, but I think I'm going to play the game, and I'm going to go for glory and try and pull away by an extra 2 points.
Chad, do not fail me. All right, so there are our picks. Somebody forgot to actually put the votes up for this week, but did we get some votes in?
We did. I'm working on that right now. I am lagging.
Wow, 11 responses in one day.
Yeah, so we got 11 responses, which is pretty good for me forgetting for an entire week to post it and posting it like, I don't know, how many hours ago it was. Not that many.
Like 7 maybe?
Yeah. So I'm really thrilled with getting that many responses that quickly. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I will post week threes probably tomorrow, and you guys will have most of a full week to get responses in for week 3.
Okay.
But we can go over these. Bears Packers first, because my game's always going to be at the top for me when I look at it on Sleeper. They got me winning 10-1. Still this one team. There's a troll out there somewhere that can't just leave well enough alone. Eagles Cowboys, one of our 50-50 games, and it was 50-50 here too. Good thing that Kimchi just barely got his response in at the last minute because it was tied when I looked earlier. So Kimchi was literally the tiebreaker for this, and they went Eagles over the Cowboys 6-5.
Okay.
So we
Going with that.
going with us, yeah. Falcons Bucks, 100% Falcons.
Okay.
Seahawks 49ers, 8-3 in favor of the 49ers.
Okay.
Bengals Ravens 9-2 in favor of the Bengals.
Okay.
Dolphins Patriots 100% on the Dolphins. Actually, this one only has 10 responses, so Kimchi I guess just decided not to vote for that game. Jaguars Texans 100% in favor of the Jaguars.
Yay.
Chiefs Chargers 10-1 in favor of the Chiefs.
Okay.
I still want to know who the one person is. Lions Vikings 10-1 in favor of the Vikings. Our game of the week, Browns Steelers. They went with the Steelers 6-5. Shit, I'm on an island this time.
Watkins is on Brownie Island. Okay.
Come on, Ulmer, you got this. You fucked TJ up in week 1. I want to see you fuck his uncle up in week 2. Take out the whole goddamn family in back-to-back weeks. Jets Bills 100% in favor of the Bills. Raiders Broncos 8-3 in favor of the Broncos. Raiders got a couple of votes after week 1.
All right. Doesn't surprise me.
Commanders Giants 100% in favor of the Commanders, no surprise. Saints Panthers 8-3 in favor of the Panthers. Again, just like the Raiders, they had a crazy week 1 and a couple people were like, maybe.
Drinking the Saint juice. Okay.
Right. Cardinals Rams 7-4 in favor of the Rams.
Huh.
So they voted against us. We both said Cardinals, and they're going with the Rams.
Okay.
Colts Titans 9-2 in favor of the Colts. So the only big difference this week is that they chose the Rams instead of the Cardinals, and we chose the Cardinals. And then that I chose the Browns in the game of the week, and you guys all chose the Steelers. That's the only difference this week. No giant surprises really.
Awesome. I feel there's going to be some movement somewhere.
Yeah, there's got to be.
So there you have it. That's week 2. It's going to be interesting. There's about 5 or 6 games that we got to look forward to. Two are going to change up the standings. Hopefully I just go and get all 16 right. I can do this. I can do this. With that, from our scavenger hunt, I do want to mention this before we head out. Kimchi did win. Kimchi's getting one of these cups. Kimchi, I do not have your cup. It is ready for me to pick up. So I will be picking it up tomorrow and probably shipping out before the weekend. Hopefully you get it Monday, Tuesday. Let me know when you get it. Same thing for you, Watkins. That's your birthday present from last month. So
sweet.
Happy birthday. Anything that you needed to add or want to add?
I don't think so. I said everything at the top about the Madden series. It's interesting so far. I said it in Discord today. You guys are going to be I was taken aback at the standings through the first 3 weeks, and then I've done through the first 6 weeks already, and it's just as absurd. There's a team that's in 6 weeks is 4-1 because they had a bye week in the 6 weeks, I think, or maybe 5-2. I don't know, or 4-2 or 5-1. I don't know. One of the teams that's like in the top 10 of the league in Madden is one of our bottom 10 teams.
I can't wait to see this.
And one of our top 10 teams was winless through the first 4 weeks. It's
Hopefully
it's
it
been
was the
interesting.
Falcons.
I'm not gonna spoil it. Episode 2, I've actually already uploaded episode 2. It's just set to private so nobody can see it. And episode 3 is already edited but not uploaded yet. I'll probably upload it tonight. Just trying to get some content in the chamber and ready to go. I'll probably upload episode 2 in a couple of days, or set it to public so everybody can watch it in a couple of days, and then episode 3 will be another couple of days after that, so that way I can just stay on a schedule here and have a couple episodes ready to go at a time. Because this has to come out tomorrow before this week 2 starts, so this has to come out first before I can drop another episode of Madden. I'm trying to have content coming more throughout the week rather than just one day a week where this podcast drops.
Sounds good.
I have another idea too, and this is going to be an open call out to anybody in the WFF. Casho, you're kind of like the person that came to my mind that I want to do this with first if you're interested. I want to do a Madden 24 rebuild series where I rebuild a team in Madden, take them to the Super Bowl just through rebuilding in the game, not like playing it myself, because if I just played it myself, I can make any team win the Super Bowl in one season. Like, it's not hard if you're decent at Madden, which I'm good enough that I can just take a team and win the Super Bowl in the first season, like a lot of people are. That's not fun. I want to legitimately do like the rebuild of a team, not play it myself, just through simulation, and build a Super Bowl winning team with a fan of an actual team. So I was thinking, Casho, if you're interested, we could hop in a call. You could tell me how you would like to see the Texans rebuilt, and I will rebuild the Texans and make them win a Super Bowl in Madden. Just fun little content like that I think would be fun. Could do it with Bolt to Fight and the Chargers. Like it could be an interesting content idea. So if anyone's interested, hit me up. I'm excited for week 2. I'm loving it so far. Thank you guys so much. Like I'm really happy with everybody we've got here. I'm really thrilled that everybody's enjoying it as much as we are. If you saw, I updated all the spreadsheets in the main Discord for the standings for every WFF league. I have Tuesdays. I'm not working on Tuesdays going forward because that's the day where the next week ends and I can go and update everything. It took me like 5 hours today to do everything that I wanted to do, and I do it for you.
So you are working. Yeah, that's what I got out of that.
Always working.
All right, man. Well, with that, I think we're good to go for another week. I will see you beginning of week 3, and we'll see where the pick'em's at.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you all in a week. Good night.